The warlord had a peculiar relationship with the ISI, Pakistan's intelligence service, and it had been fruitful. The Islamabad government provided cash in return for information about what was happening along the long valley in the neighboring Afghanistan, particularly at the point where it met the closed Chinese border. The first gift from the officer today was a black nylon suitcase filled with shrink-wrapped bricks of American greenback dollars. The second was a huge flat-screen television set with powerful receiving capability that could pick up broadcasts from around the world, almost everything from the Sky Network to Netflix, plus a built-in CD player. The technician, a lowly enlisted man, was ignored as he set up the amazing equipment, bearing his real purpose in the maze of wires and controls that only he understood. The TV set, the receiver, and the suitcase also communicated the other way, for it contained a hive of many microphones and sophisticated spyware. Within a few minutes, Nicky Marks and Luke Gibson could see and hear as if they were sitting inside with Mahfouz al-Rashidi and his sons. The old guy had an unkempt beard and looked comfortable in loose trousers beneath a long tunic. He was totally at ease, feeling quite pleasant. Not just about the courier and the gifts, but because all four of his sons had come together for the first time in months to celebrate their father's 70th birthday. He also had two daughters, both devout and placed beneath the veil early in their teens, then married off to worthy men and gone from his life. Soon the ISI officer, his men, and the helicopter were gone, and the warlord turned to the business at hand. The TV set was not even turned on, for it was a mere entertainment trinket and of no true substance, just a gift from an appreciative customer to mark the first day of Muharram, the start of the Islamic New Year. The four young men sat with their father in a circle, paying close attention to his words. Together, the family of Mahfouz al-Rashidi formed a jihadi terrorist cell whose 5 members were known only to one another. With family, there was no worry of betrayal. The clan originally came from the Egyptian intelligentsia in long-ago years, when Islam existed in the shadows, and in the opinion of the old man, the people strove not to exalt God, as was proper, but to be ever more like the infidel Westerners. Had not his own father and uncle amassed wealth from an international import-export business created by their own forefathers along the Nile? Mahfouz had been born into a life of privilege just after the war in 1949, but for the grace of the Prophet, praise be unto him, he would also have been lost to the secular temptations prevalent in his formative years. Instead, he had puzzled out deep meanings of the Quran, befriended radical mullahs, and fallen under the hypnotic sway of Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda, and the dream of jihad. It was with bin Laden's advice that al-Rashidi migrated with his family away from secular Egypt to this forsaken place, on what had once been a trade route to China. That heathen nation had closed the border at its end of the Wakam corridor, making it a dead end for official trade, but creating a thriving black market haven, a valuable pipeline for information, and a prosperous place for the cultivation of hillside hectares of opium poppies. It provided the priceless isolation in which al-Rashidi raised his own den of lions. His religious mentors and the billionaire bin Laden kept him going as a special project, almost cut off from the world, tediously making ready for a strike at some unknown future date when the tawdry Western world would cower in fear.
"Tell me of our purpose,"
the old man said, addressing his eldest son, Mohammed.
"To destroy America,"
came the answer. Mohammed was a 40-year-old architect who now lived in Paris.
"Ali, our mission."
The watery dark eyes of the old man passed to the second son, a year younger.
"To grind fear into the heart of the United States, to make them eat ashes."
There was no hesitation from the skilled attorney who was a prosecuting lawyer for the Afghan government. The old man nodded again. Very good.
"How do we do that, Khalil?" "Follow the teachings of Osama bin Laden and make a memorable strike to glorify the Prophet, whose name be praised."
Khalil rocked back and forth as he had done as a child while memorizing.